Today we are discussing the interview questions and answers for AWS Certified DevOps Engineer Professional DOP. You can download the complete list of AWS based questions from the link provided in the description. Our interview question based on AWS DOP is: explain the purpose of AWS Code Artifact Repository Policies. Your answer should be AWS Code Artifact Repository Policies allow you to define permissions and access controls for repositories, artifacts, and users. They ensure secure access to artifacts, enforce compliance, and manage permissions for artifact sharing. Our next interview question is: what is the purpose of AWS App Config hosted configuration data? Your answer should be AWS App Config hosted configuration data allows you to store and manage application configuration settings separately from the application code. It provides dynamic, fine-grained control over application behavior without requiring code changes or redeployment. Our next interview question is: how do you implement CI/CD pipelines for serverless applications using AWS services? Your answer should be CI/CD pipelines for serverless applications can be implemented using AWS services like AWS Code Pipeline for orchestration, AWS Code Build for building and testing code, AWS Lambda for serverless functions, and AWS SAM, that is Serverless Application Model, for defining serverless application infrastructure. Our next interview question is: describe the benefits of using AWS Elastic Beanstalk for application deployment. Your answer should be AWS Elastic Beanstalk simplifies the deployment, management, and scaling of web applications and services. It provides automatic provisioning of resources, load balancing, auto-scaling, monitoring, and easy integration with other AWS services. Our next interview question is: how do you automate infrastructure testing using AWS services? Your answer should be infrastructure testing in AWS environments can be automated using services like AWS CloudFormation for infrastructure provisioning, AWS Code Build, and AWS Code Deploy for testing and deployment automation, and AWS CloudWatch for monitoring and alerting. Our next interview question is: explain the concept of immutable infrastructure and its benefits. Your answer should be immutable infrastructure is an approach where infrastructure components are replaced rather than updated or modified. It ensures consistency, reliability, and security by treating infrastructure as disposable and reproducible, minimizing configuration drift, and reducing attack surface. Our next interview question is: how does AWS Code Deploy handle deployment rollbacks? Your answer should be AWS Code Deploy provides automated rollback functionality during deployment failures or errors. It automatically rolls back to the last known good state, ensuring application availability and minimizing downtime. Our next interview question is describe the purpose of AWS Direct Connect in hybrid cloud architectures. Your answer should be AWS Direct Connect provides dedicated network connectivity between on-premises data centers and AWS cloud services. It enables hybrid cloud architectures by establishing private high bandwidth connections, reducing latency, and ensuring secure data transfer between environments. If you are preparing for any AWS based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description below.